How much is inheritance tax in the Balearic Islands? I'm Michael Davies. I'm a Spanish lawyer specialized in estate planning, probate, inheritance tax, and inheritance-related litigation. I've been handling estates all over Spain for all different nationalities for over 25 years. Okay, so the Balearic Islands. For those that don't know, each region of Spain has got different levels of exemptions for inheritance tax. So today we're going to talk about Balearics, okay? So we're talking basically about Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca, okay? So I've had lots of clients lately, in fact, from Ibiza. Okay, so how much is inheritance tax in Ibiza, in the Balearics? Okay, well, when we talk about the different regions of Spain, there are certain regions that are our favorite. They're the best ones for inheritance tax. Number one is Andalusia. Other regions like Madrid has got a great level of inheritance tax as well. And the Balearics, we always feel, is sort of in the middle, okay? It's quite good, not excellent, but it's quite good. So we're going to talk about spouses and how much a spouse would pay using different examples of properties of different values. So let's talk about a couple, for example, that has purchased a property. Let's start really big and then we'll move down. So we have a property, they've purchased a jointly owned property of €4 million in the Balearics. Don't worry, we're going to go down to other prices soon as well. Okay, so €4 million, which means that the spouse would have to inherit €2 million. The first thing is that, remember, we're going to talk about non-residents, okay? Non-residents inheriting in the Balearics. So if you're non-residents, you're entitled to claim the exemptions of the Balearics. And since the 7th of July of last year, this exemption that was only open before to residents of the EU inheriting Balearics is now open to residents of third countries. So the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, they can all claim the exemptions available in the Balearics. So let's start off with the example of Mary and John buy themselves a €4 million villa in Ibiza, and John passes away. Mary is a non-resident and has to inherit. How much inheritance tax would she pay? Okay, well, let's work it out. Of the €2 million, first 25,000 euro are exempt. So €1,975,000. Her tax is going to be, we go to the sliding scale. And we have that on the first 2 million. Okay, so I'm going just to round it up. If it was 2 million she would inherit, she'd be paid 141,000, so a little bit less. So she'll pay about 139,000 euro to inherit half of a €4 million villa from her husband, John. Okay, so that is the €4 million example. So let's move down now to a €2 million villa, on which now Mary has to inherit €1 million. If she's inheriting €1 million, again, we deduct the 25,000, but we won't bother about that because it doesn't, let's just round up the figures. So this now goes down dramatically, and the tax on this would just be €31,000, okay? And let's keep moving down. That's so on €1 million. The property was €2 million. Mary inherits €1 million. She would pay just under €31,000. Now let's move down to a much more frequent scenario. So now Mary and John, they've purchased a €500,000 villa, and Mary has to inherit half that villa. So on €250,000 minus the €25,000 allowance for non-resident spouses in the Balearics, she would pay 250. She would pay just €2,500 tax. So as you can see, in the Balearics, unless you're inheriting a very large amount of money, the inheritance tax for the non-resident spouse is really quite low. Now, what is it based on? Well, the non-resident spouse has an allowance of the first €25,000. But then in the Balearics, you don't apply the normal sliding scale that we apply in other parts of Spain, which is much more expensive. In the Baleares, the level of inheritance tax, because of the regional exemptions, in the Baleares, you only pay on the first €700,000, the spouse is going to pay just 1%. Between the next €300,000 are taxed at 8%. And then from €1 million to €2 million, it's 11%. And then from €1 million to €2 million, sorry. So we've got the first 700,000 tax at 1%, okay? The next €300,000 at 8%. The next million at 11%. The million after that at 15%. And anything above that at 20%. So remember, so basically, until we hit €700,000, the tax rate in the Balearics is literally just 1%. So you inherit a property of €1,400,000, half of that is 700, you pay just 1%. So 1% is €7,000. So we can quite easily say that, to cut a long story short, for non-residents, the deal is excellent for the spouse up to a value of €700,000, because just that 1%. That same deal exists for children. So if, for example, you want to keep inheritance tax low in the Balearics, you could divide up, say, the half of your villa between your spouse and your 2 children, and each child, because you apply the sliding scale to what each child receives. So if you have a €4 million villa, you can either your spouse can pay the €139,000 on half, or you can divide it into 3 different parts to your spouse and your 2 children, and the total tax will be significantly less. So the situation in the Baleares is not too bad. For residents, the situation is a bit more complex, because if you're a resident beneficiary, you have to declare worldwide assets that you receive and not just the assets in the Baleares. But at the same time, you have extra allowances if you're inheriting your main home, for example. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you.